morning! Welcome to the full review of the 1080 version 11. Roll the beauty shots! Now let's go straight into the specs before we talk about anything else. This is the new 1080 version 11. It has the 27 to 19 millimeter stack height of the Fresh Foam X foam that is super nice. It has this upper that's super stretchy, and it has a new heel cap, which is the new thing in this shoe. It's 281 grams in my US 10.5 size, so that's a half size lower than the More 3. It is a little bit long for a size, and that's because it's kind of stretching and people tend to not want it in their normal size. They need to figure out if they want it the normal size or one down. So I'm going one down, and it fits me perfectly from here and on. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. It's an 8 millimeter heel drop, just like last year, and it's a neutral daily trainer with medium, I would call it like a medium to maximum cushion daily trainer, because it's kind of a lot of foam, but it's not super heavy. Now, the biggest difference between the version 10 to version 11 is the upper. And stay with me here until the end of the fit segment, because this will sound a little bit negative, but I promise you there's a payoff at the end. Let's start with the forefoot first. This one has a super stretchy forefoot that is really airy, and then they've added a little bit of strength on the outside. This was not the case in the version 10, and I can totally see why they did that, but the problem is it didn't work, because this part now is so stretchy that it kind of just doesn't make sense. The problem here is that my toes and my feet, and I'm not super wide in my feet, they go outside the platform of the shoe. And that's kind of a negative because it's not a super wide shoe. So if you go for a wider model, then you might actually love that. But for me, I actually hit the side of the platform or the foam here, and that's kind of annoying. The midfoot is completely the same as in the V10, in my opinion. Some people say that there's a seam here on the inside that's not there, and I still feel it. So for me, it's still there. The nice thing is that the midfoot actually fits the foot pretty well, and it has nothing to do with the heel grip. Very minimal at least. So you can actually have it super loose and it doesn't matter. If it slips a little bit in the heel, just do a runner's knot. Maybe you can get it fixed. But actually over here, I tied it so hard and it was so uncomfortable. After a while, I just stopped and I loosened it up, and it still felt the same, and it felt okay. The heel is the biggest change from the V10 to the V11, and it's a little bit wider here. And I've heard some people that put on the V10s thought the shoe would press a little bit too much on the sides. It won't now, but for me, it actually doesn't fit me at all, and it's super slippery. This little flare here is just like last year. It feels nice to have on. It just feels like a slipper that you can't get really to stick to your heel. And that's because I can't get totally into the heel cup. So if you can get all the way into the heel cup, I'm pretty sure this shoe will fit you really nicely. But for me, it's a subpar fit. Now, let's talk about the good thing. Overall, this shoe is not for people with wide toes. It's not for people with tall arches or wide arches, and it's not for people with certain types of heels that look like mine. So overall, it sounds very negative in this aspect, but it isn't, I promise you. And that is, if you're one of me, if one of my kind, then this shoe will not fit you. And probably about 60% of the population won't fit this shoe. It's just not your deal. The thing is, if you're part of those 40%, you will love having this shoe on, much more than you will love any other shoe you ever had before. And that's the thing, it's a high risk, high reward kind of situation. It's fantastic for people who fit the shoe. They will love it so much. It will be the best shoe they've ever had in their life. Now, if you go to an 880 or the More 3, then more people will fit that shoe. It will feel like maybe 80–90% will say it's a good fitting shoe. They will not love it as much as the 1080. And that's just because the 1080 has this wow effect that the other shoes don't have. And that's why it's so successful in version 10, and it will be so successful in version 11 as well. You just need to find if you fit the shoe or not. Now let's talk about the feel. Let's not dilly-dally all around the place. This is a fantastic shoe to run in. It's so fantastic. It's light, it's bouncy, it's just perfectly bouncy. It's not like too bouncy, it's not super unstable. It's just a really nice shoe. And it's not like a bouncy fast fuel cell or some other foams out there. It's just the perfect amount in my opinion, and I love running in this. It's so versatile, and that's it. It's so versatile. You can use it for intervals, for tempo runs, for slow-paced runs, for everything, and you will just feel awesome. Done. Okay, not completely. Let's talk about stability a little bit. It's the only bad thing about this shoe running wise, and that's because it's kind of tall and a little bit more unstable. So if you're one of those people that just need a little bit, tiny bit of stability, the 880 is better for you. But the 1080 really performs well for people who don't need that last bit of stability. So I see this at the store, people put this on and they find it too lively and they're like, oh, what's happening? Yeah, I don't like this. And they put it away. So it's either the fit or this part. If people find it nice to have on and they walk around in it, they will buy it. They love it. It's such a good shoe. So overall, even though this has been kind of a negative review from my side, it's a banger. And that's if you fit this shoe, you will like it. But if you don't fit it, there's a 60% roughly not scientifically proven chance of not liking this shoe. But the 40% will love it. So go to a running store, try it on, and if you love having this shoe on, you will love to run in it. Now, that's it for this video. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're into running related content. Have a great day, have a fantastic run, and I'll see you next time. Bye.